Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. Today I'll make another video on the same series of lazy programming series, and in this video itself I'll try to cover the concept of sets. So what exactly the sets, how exactly it's different from the list, and why we utilize the sets in a Python programming. So everything I'll try to get it covered in this video itself. Okay, so we'll just try to cover the theory part first, and the practical section we'll try to understand how exactly syntax we can utilize it and what type of output we're supposed to get it. Okay, so proceeding further with the theory part, if I'll talk about the set, so in Python a set is an unordered collection of unique elements, so it's not having any order. So whatever that input we are giving it from our side, that's coming under the category of the sets itself, and it's having a unique element. It's a collection of a unique elements, and but it's unordered. Okay, you will able to understand what I mean by that. So sets are useful when you want to store multiple items but you do not need to keep track of the order. So it means like you don't want to track it, like whether it's in incremental manner or in a reverse section, in a reverse order itself. You don't want to track that pattern itself. Then in that case you can use the sets, and duplication is also not allowed itself. So sets are defined using curly braces or the sets constructor. Here are some of the basic operations and the information about sets in Python itself. So I'll just make you once again very clear about it. When we are talking about the unordered collection of unique elements, we call it as a sets itself, and there is nothing like a track we just recorded. There is nothing like a keep record of it, the elements in which order we're trying to place it in the sets itself. Then in that case we are utilizing the sets. If we want the particular order to be in place itself, then in that case we go ahead further with the list. Okay, so in case of sets we are not getting any order in such a way. So how exactly the basic operation and the information about the sets in Python itself. So creating a sets, how exactly we can create the sets, it's a bit similar. We just simply have to give the name of the set, and then after that equal to, then we in color basis we have to put that entry from our set. Taking example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in that case another sets also we can create it. Like if we want to create a new set, creating a sets using a set constructor, then in that case it's a bit easy. We just have to give the name of it, then equal to, then set, then we have to use a bracket, then we have to use a square bracket, and then simply instead of using curly braces we have to use a square bracket, and outside of it we have to use only a bracket, and we have to put the entry from our side like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is also one of the thing which we call it as a set constructor. Basic set operations. If we're talking about like how to adding elements of a set, we have to use dot add. If we want to use update, how we update that, dot update is that syntax which we have to use it in case of set. Now removing it, to get it remove any entry which is already present in a set, then we have to use dot remove. If we want to discard anything, then we have to use the syntax dot discard. Going further with that union, intersection and the differences. So union, if we want to intersection, first I just explain you about the intersection. If we talk about the intersection, like if we have two sets, if we want to check the intersection, so intersection means like where exactly both the components are common in both the sets itself, that is coming under the intersection. Taking example 1, 2, 3 and 1, 4, 5. So intersection point is 1 only. So when we're trying to see the intersection point, it's only coming as a 1 itself. So as we have only one element is common in both the sets, that we call it as the intersection. Talking about the union itself, it's totally different. Like union is like we just have to remove the duplication of it. Example 1, 2, 3, and then we have 3, 4, 5. Then in that case we just have to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is nothing like if we have two sets with 3, 3, we are not duplicating the stuffs once again. We just wanted 3 is 1. Just when you're printing a set, we are printing 3 at once, and then after that go ahead further with the 4 and 5. These things you can able to understand when you're seeing my code, and even this document which I have prepared for you, you can able to go through it and you can able to understand. Even that output which you're getting it with compiling the code, you can able to visualize it very well. You can able to understand how exactly the output you're getting it. Okay, now going further with that, if I'm talking about the method, then in that case if you want to get it clear, if you want to copy it, if you want to identify the length, then in that case we are utilizing the set. In other ways also, if we want to go ahead further with that, these are the common sections which we are utilizing in multiple ways. Okay, if you want like operators also to be utilized with a set, like in along with the intersection, along with the difference, along with the union, everything we can do it with this also set function itself. Now going further with that, set are the versatile and can be handy in various situations where you need to perform operations such as we have to use a deduplication or checking of for common elements between a different collections. So as I have discussed about it, like at the time, if we are talking about the union itself, we are seeing two sets and whatever is it common, then in that case we have to use that one common one once only, not multiple time at the time of creating a new set. Now keep in mind that sets do not maintain order, so that's most important feature of it. So if order is our priority, if we want that order is our most important priority itself, then that can consider using a list or other data type structure instead of using a sets itself. So it should be very clear about if you're utilizing a set, there is nothing like a order is over there itself. If we want our priority is order, then in that case definitely we have to go with a list instead of you or any other data structure instead of using a sets. Now we can go to the practical section for it, how exactly the sets will work with that code, and then how once we compile the code, what type of output we are getting it. I'll try to explain you everything over there. So let me go to the system now, explain you about it. Okay, so proceeding further in the same section of it, like when talking about the practical section, this is the actual code which we are using it. Okay, firstly I will explain you about the whole code and then we'll go ahead further with the compiling it and try to get it correlate the result with the code itself. Okay, so let me make you understand about it. So this is a sentence which we have to use it as equal to set constructor itself. By this way we can able to set as a set type itself. If we want to check what type of data type is it, so just to check that we simply have to use s and the type we have to put it, and if we want to print it we can able to see like it's a set type. Now if I'll put the L equal to and the whole content will be get it populate, multiple 4 elements I'll try to get it populate, and that to be get it copied inside of the name. This is just a name, I'll put it over here itself, and then we have to put set as a constructor, and then I'll simply have to pass L, whatever that input I have just passed over here itself, which we had discussed about in our at the time of theory part also. So that is the same thing over here itself, we simply have to pass it, and then in that case this is the entry, the whole entry is coming under that s underscore from underscore list. If I try to print it I can able to see 1 2 3 4. Okay, now go ahead further with that s dot add. So I'll try to add 1 2 and then I'll just try to print it as, so there are 2 entries inside of it, it's 1 and 2 only. Okay, so when you try to print s I can get only 2 entries, 1 and 2. Go ahead further with that. If I like to go ahead further and try to identify the union over here itself, so as having a entry like what are the entries is coming under the category of s is 1 and 2. If I want to talk about t, then in that case s dot union 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 only. So what are the common element? So it's coming under 1 2 and 1 2 3. So final result when we're trying to print the t, we can get only 1 2 3 as 1 and 2 are the common, so we don't want to put the duplication again and again, so we simply have to put once only a common content, and the remaining one, the 3 is not common in both, then in that case 3 is as it is coming inside of the output. Okay, go ahead further with that. S dot remove, if we want to remove this 2, then in that case if I'll try to print this, then in that case I can see only 1 is the output, I can get it. Now talking about s1 equal to 4 comma 6 is the input I'm giving it from my side. Now disjoint, if I'll go ahead further with that, then in that case if this is the one I'll try to get it identified. So what are the things is coming under this category of it? So s dot s1, so s1 having 4 6, and if I'm talking about s equal to, so s having only 1. So what are the things is coming under over here itself? So there is no common in itself, so in that case we just see like there is nothing like a common coming over intersection point over here itself, or I can say at the time of disjoint, this like when we run that, then in that case you can able to identify like there is nothing like a disjoint over here itself. So that was the reason we are seeing this as a true only. We are getting this as a true, as there is nothing like a problem over there itself. It looks like everything is unique over here itself. That was the reason I can see there is no common element over here itself. Okay, no common means there is nothing like a duplication over there itself. Now go ahead further. S1 equal to S dot union 1 2 3. If I talk about this way, then in that case union, it means like it just have to join that. Okay, so what exactly it's coming under that? When we're trying to get it compiled, like if I'll try talking about the S is equal S is, then in that case S we are seeing only 1, and I think S is only having 1 only, yeah. And if I talk about the S1, then in that case it's 1 2 3. So definitely it's 1 or 1 2 3 itself. We'll just compile the code and try to see that if I'll not miss anything. I hope I'm not missing anything. Then go ahead further with that. S1 equal to S dot intersection point. Then it's a bit clear about it. We just have to check like what are the one common element we have it in both the sets. So that is only 1. So S having 1 and it's having 1 2 3, then in that case it's only 1 1 to be get it printed. If I'll talk about the length of the S, it's 1 only, as if we have only one element inside of it. If I'll talk about the next section, S1 equal to 4 6, and I want to do the same thing, I can get this as a true itself. Okay, now let me compile it. So once I'll compile it, so you can able to see the output. Okay, so everything you'll try to get it map over here itself, and you can able to analyze it. How exactly is it? What are the output which we have discussed about it? Everything is coming similar like that only. Okay, over here itself, like I thought that I have mentioned a correct thing. It was only 1 we are getting it. This is just a comment only, so it's coming 1 and 1 2 3 at the time of the union itself, and this is true as always, which we have discussed about it. 1 2 3. It's 1 2 and 1 2 3 4. That was the initial one, and this is the data type itself, and this is also true, and this is one length is 1, and this is coming as a intersection point, which we're talking about the 1 only. Okay, so I think everything is bit clear from my side. Whatever that basic concept I just want to get it covered in this video related to the set, everything I try to cover with the theory part, even with the practical portion also. I'm not telling like this is the only thing which you want to get it covered. You have to go through the documentation of Python just to get the more detail about it. So this is just a reference point where you have to start learning about it, but this is not the only Bible which I'm telling you like you have to take it this as a reference point and there's nothing else is remaining in a Python code. Lot of things is coming under the concept itself, and day-to-day basis few things to be get it added also. So that was the reason. It's nothing like that you have learned the thing once and you are not going with the documentation multiple time. That was the reason Python having a documentation get it revised after a certain frequency itself. It's get revised. That was the reason new things to be get introduced and that to be get it learned by the developers. That was the reason. These are the things I'll just try to get it covered. I want you to go through the documentation just to cover up other things also. Try to understand as per your need. That was the only motive of mine. I wanted that to be get it covered. And I hope like the last challenge which I have covered up over there itself, you are able to understand that and make a code from your side. If you're not, just let me know. If still you're facing an issue related to that last video of challenge itself, if you still not able to understand, let me know about it. I'll try to make another video on it. Challenges are coming with a frequency of after 3-4 videos, so I try to make one challenge so that it's easy for you to correlate that. Okay, so thank you so much once again. Take care, bye bye. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Take care, bye bye.